Welcome everyone to this week's coaching class, and this is yours truly, Nettie Bryan, and I'm so glad to be here with you for another week of just sharing some thoughts, around business, around entrepreneurships, and of course, giving you some more things that you can consider and think about in terms of you in your business. So welcome to coaching class, and tonight we're talking all things around how you can up level your mindset around money, especially with an expert signature system, which is my jam. Okay, so welcome for those of you that are joining us right here now live. Please say hi, let us know where you are tuning in from. And for those of you who may be joining us on the replay, do the same. Let us know who you are and where you are joining us from. And one of the things that I do love when I do come live, on Tuesdays here, is to see who's on, who's watching, who's taking the time really out to interact, because the only way you're going to get some real movement in your business is sharing in the content that is being shared within this space as well. So tonight we're talking all things about money, and for some people, money is a topic that can be difficult to talk about. Would you agree? Especially when it comes to our own relationship with it. Many people have limiting beliefs and some have negative thought patterns when it comes to money that can hold them back from achieving their financial goals. And this was a space I was in for a very, very long time prior to me getting my own coaching, getting an understanding of how, I can make money work for me, how I can up level my mindset about things like how I thought about money, how I viewed money, and how much I could charge for my services were three big ones. And then I went on a quest and a journey to, redevelop my mindset, up level my mindset about that. Then I met my wonderful coach and my mentor, Kendall, and she really helped me to lay to bed some of the gremlins and the demons that were really holding me back, even around pricing and things like that. And now I'm graced enough to be able to share that knowledge with you guys here, and of course with my private clients inside of Power Up Coaching Academy. But what if I told you that you can change your mindset about money, and by linking that with a valuable asset such as a signature system, that's going to help you to empower you, number one, to achieve financial abundance. And I think achieving financial abundance through the vehicle of an expert signature system is the way to overcome your money worries. Is my way. I talk about it all the time. I'm completely evangelistic about having one of these as your core business asset. And I do believe that, by creating a signature system that aligns with your values, number one, and your goals, you can actually shift your mindset about money and really start to attract more abundance into your life. And if you believe that that's also possible for you, just put yes, Nettie, in the comments. And before I talk about the different ways you can really maximize that, I just want to just share with you some of the mistakes really that I've seen that people make when trying to change their mindset about money. But before I go into the mistakes, just by way of introduction, for some of you who may not know me, my name is Nettie Bryan. I am the UK's #1 faith and money breakthrough business coach to faith-filled females, women entrepreneurs, coaches, and escapee career professionals, course creators as well, who really want to take control of their financial and their spiritual destinies. They want to also create, a thriving marketplace business, turning their God-given gifts into profitable services, encompassing their values and their core beliefs, so that that they can ultimately make an even bigger impact. And the benefit of making bigger impact, of course, is making a bigger income in the process. So what are what are common mistakes? I'm going to talk about 7, but we'll just do common mistakes because I might only just give you 5 tonight. What are some of the common mistakes that I see where people are trying to change their mindsets about money and where it doesn't really work? Most female entrepreneurs, tend to focus too much on the past. Now, you might be thinking, well, Nettie, what do I mean by that? What I mean, guys, is that they forget that the past is exactly that. It's the past, okay? And that past cannot be changed, it cannot be altered, and that focusing on the past right now is most likely not serving them where they are now, okay? So they've even moved on from certain issues and problems that they may have had experience with money, and but yet that is still haunting them, okay? And it's not supporting them in their present state, and it's not supporting them for where they want to be. Now, what women need to do instead is focus on the future of where they are going. They've got to focus their attention and energy on business or ministry that they want to create, and be fully 100% present in that. Make sense? So, for example, I haven't always been well off. I haven't always been in a situation where I didn't have to look at the numbers in the bank account or worry about what I'm spending. Life wasn't always like that for me. But yet in that time of my life, I was really struggling. I was living on government money, and I literally had to watch every single penny, bringing up a young family, not having the double wages coming in as regularly as you'd hope. So things were very, very different. So just imagine now, if I was still living in that mindset of I don't have enough, are we going to get enough? That's probably going to be a huge hindrance for where I am in my walk right now. Okay, so the way to change your mindset about your money, okay, is to, number one, set goals and have plans of how you're going to achieve your new goals. That's what needs to happen. And for me, when I was stuck in a negative mindset about I don't know when I'm going to get, or when I was stuck in a mindset of how am I going to pay off this debt, when I changed my mindset and I actually literally got myself out of debt. It took me 5 years. I was in quite a considerable amount of debt historically, and it took me 5 years. And what I did was I literally took a pen, a paper, and a pad, and I literally scraped back everything that I needed to and lived on bare minimum. That is how I got myself out, okay? But imagine if I was still holding on to the I'm never going to have enough mentality, okay? It would not be serving me right now. So dwelling, on past financial mistakes or regrets can actually prevent you from moving forward and making a positive changes. Does that make sense, everyone? Okay, now how many things have you purchased? Think about this. How many things have you actually purchased that you perhaps never even wore, or clothes that you bought that you've never returned, or courses that you paid for that you didn't even finish? And maybe you felt guilty or fell into, I wish I never bought that kind of mentality as well. That's the other thing that tells us that we're focusing on the past. Well, the truth of the matter is there actually is no point in wallowing. What's gone is gone. What you've got to do instead is just get up, dust yourself off, and literally start marching forward and move on. And what you want to do is use that energy and use that kind of experience as a learning experience. If you agree with that, put in yes, Nettie. We've got to use all the things that have happened to us in our past as a learning experience, okay? So that's the first area, is not really focusing on your past, okay, because it's going to stop you from moving forward in your future. Now, the second area, I see a lot of mistakes about mindset around money is where people start to set realistic expectations. This is a huge one. And this could be a really big problem, especially for new entrepreneurs, because they don't really understand the marketing game, or they don't understand what's involved in truly building a business from the ground up. And when people set unrealistic expectations that are not met, what happens is they end up feeling disheartened when things don't come to fruition, especially if they've set themselves a really high level of time frame than that they expected it to come to pass. That can turn into feelings of inadequacy. That can turn into emotions of, oh, I'm not good enough, and then of course what happens is you have a spiral downwards effect of that kind of mindset, okay? So it's really quite important to set yourself financial goals that are not only realistic but also achievable. So we want you to have a bit of a stretch, definitely, because you need something to stretch to, but also something that's not going to deplete you in the targeting of it, okay? And for me, when someone sets goals that are too lofty or too unrealistic, this can actually lead to huge frustration, and they can end up giving up on their business in the process. And we don't want that to happen at all. So the third mistake that I often see in business owners and entrepreneurs is not taking action at all. So what do I mean by that? It means that they've got the knowledge, they've got the know-how, they've got the expertise, they've got access to support and coaching, and they still struggle to change their mindsets about money. Okay. You might be asking yourself, well, why is that? Okay. Because the truth is, changing your mindset about money requires much more than just positive thinking. I'm all for it, but trust me, it requires so much more. And positive thinking can really take you just, so far. But what I believe is that you need to add to it the extension of faith and works. So you can't just, I know it says think and grow rich, but truly thinking and grow rich, I'm going to debunk that. You have to do something to activate that thought process. Make sense? So you've got to think it, you've got to faith it, and you have to add the works to match it as well. In other words, you've got to take action towards your financial goals. And in reality, what this means is creating a plan and taking the right steps at the right time to implement it. So the next mistake I see is one where many women compare themselves to other people. I don't see this so much with men, but I do see this quite a lot with women. They go through the comparison syndrome. And when we because I've done it before, when you compare yourself to others, here's what happens. It's so easy to fall into the trap of comparing yourselves to others, especially when it comes to money. All right. One thing that you've got to remember is that everybody's financial situation is unique to them. Okay. And it's very different. And really comparing yourself to others is not going to have a positive effect. It's only going to lead you to feelings of inadequacy or even worse, envy. And that's not where you want to be heading, especially as faith-filled females, right? Okay, so that's one we want to be staying away from, because we shouldn't be comparing ourselves, but what we should be doing is focusing on the journey that God has given us and staying in our lane. And when you stay in your lane, trust me, stay on course, stay on fulfilling your own purpose. Trust me, God will make sure that you are catered for, that you have all sufficiency because it comes from Him, and that you don't need to worry about what's going on out there in the marketplace. Okay. And the final one that I want to share with you in terms of the mistakes I see is that, most women entrepreneurs, they don't seek the right help when it's needed. And why? Because we think we can do it on our own. We become quite prideful, and when that happens, what it does is it stops you from becoming prosperous or fulfilling your divine purpose. Let me say that again. When you don't seek the right help when needed, it stops you from becoming prosperous or fulfilling your divine purpose, right? Because what I see so often is that people sit on their problems without asking for help. I used to be like that a lot. I used to struggle when I used to get stuck in a part of my business, or if anything else I was doing, I'd be like, I can't be bothered to ask, I'm going to leave it. But really, that's not the right way to do it. It's so important that we reach out, we ask for the help, because there's always going to be someone else that is willing to give you that helping hand. So I needed to go through a huge mindset overhaul around asking for help, because I was so used to doing things for myself. But changing your mindset about money can be a challenging process. Think about it. But it's a very necessary one. So for me, and a quick tip that I'm going to share with you right now, if you are struggling with shifting your beliefs, don't be afraid to seek help when needed. Okay, that's a key one. Get some coaching to help you to move forward. And the key thing here is, by being aware of some of these common mistakes I've outlined for you today, you can actually avoid them. You can stay on track towards changing your mindset about money, because you've got to remember, it's all about a process, right? And any shifting that you're doing, whether it's a new habit, a new eating habit, a new health regime, exercise regime, whatever it might be, it does take time and effort. But trust me, the rewards in the end are going to be all worth it, especially in context of business. If you're building a business or a ministry online, you've got to be working on your money mindset at all times. It's synonymous with you building mindset, faith set, up leveling your spiritual inner man all of the time. So, what you can do instead of making all of those mistakes, if you are someone listening to this and you're feeling like, oh, Gay, she mentioned something there that relates to me, I'm just going to share with you a few tips to help you up level your mindset about money, and especially, of course, in the context of what I teach around the expert signature system. And the first thing to do is to think about identifying what your money mindset is, so in other words, what are your beliefs about money? And that's a real question. What are your beliefs about money? I'd love for you to drop it in the chat. What are your beliefs about money? Do you believe that money is scarce? Okay, that's the first one. Do you believe that money is hard to come by? Or do you believe that there is an abundance of money available to you everywhere? Okay, now this is a big one, but essential. This is the first essential step on the road to resetting your mindset. You've got to have a mindset that money is everywhere. Okay, money is available to you to carry out, your God-given purpose, to do the work of the kingdom, to grow yourself in the marketplace. Okay, I want you to write that down. Identifying my money mindset is the first step to changing it. Okay, so next, as you know, I'm a raving fan of creating expert signature systems, because truly I know the power of what having one of these can do. Number one, I believe it's the fast path to cash. So my guidance would be to create an expert signature system that aligns with your values. It aligns with your values. It aligns with, based on your strengths, what it is that you're good at, what is it that you're passionate about, what it is that you can get paid for, and what it is that, the world needs. When you create a unique signature system, what happens is you can turn that into multiple streams of income, because when you do create a system that aligns with these things, you'll be more motivated to stick with it. That's a key one. And this is going to actually help you and lead you towards achieving your financial goals. And I say this to be true because all the women that I've supported to help them create their signature systems have had great success just the same. Next, you want to definitely set yourself specific money goals. Think about what you want to achieve financially for your personal and your business. Okay, do you want to pay off debt? Perhaps do you want to save for retirement? Do you want to start a brand new arm of your business? Because setting financial goals is definitely going to help you stay focused, and it's going to help you to stay motivated more towards achieving them. But of course, setting them is the one thing that you must make sure that you do. Set yourself specific money goals, okay? So next, not only do you need to set your money goals, but you definitely need to take action. You've got to take action. And what that means is tracking your progress, okay? So once you've set your goals, you've definitely got to track your progress. Most people I know do not track their money every day. I was taught by the Money Queen to make sure that we are tracking our money, okay? So important, because you need to know what's coming in, you need to know what's going out, okay? And then when you track, anything that you track either multiplies or decreases, right? So, sorry, anything you track will multiply, definitely, but it also has the propensity to decrease, but it also gives you the data that you need to be able to fix the problem, right? So, if you aren't tracking your money right now, then I have a fantastic money tracking tool that I share inside of my academy, and I'm happy to, drop that inside of the for anyone who wants it as a training tool for you, to help you to understand how important it is for you to track your money goals. There's an accompanying audio for that, and I think it's just really less expensive. It's about $7 or something like that. Okay, I'll get that over to you. So once you've got your signature system, okay, and your financial goals in place, you definitely got to take action. Firstly, you're going to want to start to implement your system. Definitely get it completed, get it figured out, and get it out there, and start signing new clients into it, okay? And it's important to track your progress along the way. Not only track progress, but celebrate your successes and learn from any mistakes. Okay, so don't think of mistakes as, oh goodness, they're stumbling blocks to stop you. No, brush yourself off, get yourself back up again, and get back in the race. All right. Number 5 is you've got to stay committed to keep on learning. Now, would you agree that changing your mindset about money takes time and it takes effort. If you agree, type the word time, all right, in the chat. And here's the thing, guys, it's important to stay committed to your goals and to keep learning about your finances and how you can actually build wealth strategically, because it's important to have these things front and center of your business building. And certainly if you are a faithful female listening to this, you want to be tapping into biblical principles about wealth. That's it. That's what you want to be tapping into. Now, these are just a few ideas that I've shared with you today about how you can avoid, number one, making some of the common mistakes that are made in turn trying to change your mindset about money. And of course, how instead you can up level your mindset about money with an expert signature system. And I believe, truly, I'm an evangelist for it. It's the best asset you could ever create for your online business or ministry. And I believe that creating, an expert signature system that empowers you to achieve financial abundance is totally possible. What it takes is just a willingness to change your mindset and commitment to taking action towards your goals. So, if you have not yet started the journey with us and want to learn more about how you can get started creating your expert signature system, up leveling your mindset about money, and having a system that aligns with not only your values and your beliefs, but also empowers you to achieve your financial goals when you market it well, then what I'd love for you to do is just right now type the word expert in the comments below, and one of us will reach out to you with what the next steps looks like in terms of understanding how you can start the journey of creating an expert signature system that hopefully will be profitable for you, as it's been for me, as it's been for my mentors, and as it's been for some people inside of my academy as well. All right, that's all I got for you this week on up leveling your mindset about money. I hope that you've enjoyed this. Please, please, please do leave us a comment. And do make sure that you like this video. And of course, if you know someone who would benefit from being inside of our community, please do invite them. And, they can share in the goodness that you're also receiving as well. All right, as always, you take care, stay blessed. May God keep you. May he cause his glorious face to shine upon you. And may he give you his eternal peace always. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.